What role did the rural farmers play, to the best of your knowledge, in the emergence of Pastor Umo Eno as the preferred candidate of the successor of Governor Domimano? What role did they play?
I would have loved to be excused in this conversation.
I won't excuse you. I won't excuse you because we've been talking about this. We've been talking about
honestly,
this.
I would have loved to be excused if I have my way.
No.
But here you are putting me on the hot seat.
Yes.
And the parable that says when a woman has delivered in the market square, you are asking her to close her legs because her private part is already in the public. This is not possible. They have already seen when the breeze blow the anus of the chicken, everything will be seen. So when the question is up because of trending social media report, several speculations report that has come out of that particular meeting.
Did you have to?
Yes.
Is it that heavy?
Yes, it's a big nut to crack. But let me try my best.
Please do.
Now, let's understand first who is a traditional ruler. Who is a royal father in the Nigerian context?
Okay.
A royal father is someone who is presumed to be a public servant.
Okay.
The emergence of a royal father, takes processes. Let's look at a village head, for instance. You emerge as a village head. Certificate of recognition is given to you by the government through the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. The certificate is signed by the governor of the state and given to you by the commissioner who represents the governor. It makes you to become part of the ministry. The ministry oversees. At the state level now, the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs oversee the activity of the traditional institution.
Okay. Yes.
All the royal fathers who are certified by the state government through the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, who is the commissioner who represents the governor. Now, and they are given stipends. They are paid by the government to carry out their activities.
Okay.
In the case of the village head, is paid a monthly stipend. Clan head is paid a monthly stipend. The paramount ruler is also paid a monthly stipend, and palace upkeep. And then
they get palace
upkeep for the paramount rulers.
Okay.
Now, at the state level, there is what is called the Akwa Ibom Council of Traditional Rulers, where all the paramount rulers are members of that conglomerate. They sit once a while at the chambers and discuss issues of state importance and also give advisory role. The duty of the royal fathers is to play advisory role, to offer advice to the government, not to criticize the government, not to oppose the government, they can be involved because they are part of it. I think they are being paid.
Okay.
They are public servants. Okay. The government certified them to become part of public service through the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. I've just given you that background.
Yes.
And therefore it means that they are part and parcel of government.
Okay.
And it becomes difficult for one who is part of a system to come and criticize the government.
Yes.
I'm giving you this so you can understand the background to this issue. That is why you saw what happened in Kano when the emir of Kano was deposed. Sanusi, the ex-governor of Central Bank, who has performed, who is very sound in his field, and became the emir of Kano. And then the governor started by saying, I have to create more emirates, councils, and to weaken his strength, his council, and then his influence, and then finally he was dethroned and put on exile. Because why? Because he was criticizing the government.
And he was very vocal.
And very vocal against the activities of the government. And the governor gave a reason after this whole thing, and said in the governor's reason, he said that why he deposed the emir was because he was opposing a system he is part of. Go and read the reason given by the governor of Kano for why the emir was deposed. Come back to Rivers State. Some time ago, you saw a trending video where Governor Yusuf Wike, lambasted a royal father in an open forum, telling him, you are a small boy. You used to carry handbag and follow us while we are in school. You are wearing Osmandafolio cap because you feel that will make you become bigger. He was openly lambasting a royal father before his colleagues and other pressmen covering it. Google it, you will see it. Why? And he even threatened to depose the royal father. And nothing will happen, nothing would have happened. You've had that happen everywhere in the country, not just only in River State. So why is it so? It's because the government, the royal fathers are part of the government. They are offering advisory role to the government.
Okay.
So therefore they cannot go and oppose the system which they are part of. They can do that opposition, privately with the government, with the governor. Now let's come back home to Akwa Ibom State. Have you ever heard of any royal father openly criticize a governor in the past and even the present? Have you ever heard a governor, either the past governor or present governor, inviting the royal fathers to a meeting and they snub the governor?
It's not possible.
It can't be possible. So what happened that day is that the governor, through his agent, sent a message to all those he invited to that particular meeting. The text message that I have seen from those I spoke with, from those that were there, read that they are invited to a private meeting with His Excellency the Governor Umo Eno, and that the text message that was sent out was not transferable to any other person but those that are invited. It therefore makes the meeting to become strictly on invitation and strictly private meeting with His Excellency the Governor.
Okay.
It is not said that it was a PDP meeting, nor it will go the agenda stated in the text message. Therefore, the royal fathers who went there are 5 in number. From my investigation, the paramount ruler of Nsirubium, who doubles as the Akwa Ibom and doubles as the President General of Akwa Ibom Council of Chiefs, and then the paramount ruler of Ona, that of the governor's local government, that of Ikorabasi also was invited, that of Uronko was also invited, that of Orokonam was also invited, and then the chairman of Clan Head Forum, who is the clan head of Okwibuku, was also invited to that particular meeting of that day, of that fateful day. And when they went to that meeting, they saw an array of politicians and the governor seated. Would you have advised them to walk out of the governor? Haven't walked in and seen that this meeting was more like a political setting? I'm asking Ike.
Well,
rhetorically, I don't see it happen. I don't see the royal fathers haven't walked into a meeting. The governor is there. They say, "Oh, this is a PDP meeting. We are going out." They stage a walkout on the governor. That wouldn't have happened. That would have given a wrong message to the state, because the governor represents the state. Get my point? Now that meeting took place. From my investigations, those who were there that I spoke with, they said that the former governor of Akwa Ibom State, Obon Victor Atta, presented Pastor Umo Eno and said that the governor has brought him to him and has given reason why he should be his preferred candidate. Now, having said that, Reverend Umo Obai
was also there.
He blessed the ceiling. He prayed and blessed Pastor Umo Eno, and then followed by Prelate Sunday Mbang, Prelate Emeritus, also put a seal that this person, Pastor Umo Eno, has been chosen by the governor. Everybody should work with him. And then the governor, took him and announced him to be his preferred, candidate, successor. Now, they almost rounded up the ceiling, but because the royal fathers who were there and the leader of the institution in the person of Akwa Ibom and the president general of the council of chiefs had to say he wants to make a comment, and then he was allowed that in his honor to speak. And then what did he say? Because I also found out from people who were there, they said that Akwa Ibom said that the governor and the government should reach out to all other aspirants in order to make it peaceful, in order to return peace to the state, in order to make the state be peaceful. That what is causing this tension, perceived tension, seeming tension, is because some people are eating and some people are not eating. So everyone should come together to have a united Akwa Ibom, a united state. He did not mention the person of the governor's candidate by name, nor did he speak about his persons or his persons. He only talked about the state interests and how we can maintain stability and peace in the state. That was what happened. Now, the release you saw on social media were people who are trying to, propagate what they did not know, the undercurrent. This is the undercurrent that happened. I have spoken with people who were there, both politicians and both referees who were there, and they have told me this is what played out. Now, does this foreclose every other aspirant who were genuinely seeking to contest the governorship of the state? My answer is no.
Okay.
Does this mean that the PDP will not hold its primaries as scheduled in June or July? The answer is no. Does this mean that the PDP will not sell its governorship form to any other aspirant that want to contest for the governorship seat? The answer is no, because I have seen Honorable Luke saying he is still in the race. He was in that meeting, and like we were told, he wasn't allowed to speak.
He wanted to speak,
but he wasn't allowed
given
to
the
speak.
opportunity.
Senator Ifeanyi was also in the meeting, and others who are looking for the same office. So, does it mean that the royal fathers will not shut their doors against the other aspirants? The answer is no, because they are fathers of every political party. They are fathers to the PDP, to APC, to AD, and all other parties. And so any aspirant who was sincere in this contest of becoming the governor of the state in 2023 should go about their normal campaign. Go to the palaces and consult with the royal fathers, and what you get is royal blessing. These are monarchs that cannot, stop anybody from coming to consult with them and, advance the reason why you want to be a governor. Let me even give you a scenario that played out in 2011.
Okay.
I say it in all honesty, sincerity, and as a fact that I know that Senator Godswill Akpabio did not stop any royal father from receiving Senator Udo Edege, who was contesting against him under the ACN.
As a fact.
As a fact, he did not stop any royal father from receiving or from giving a royal blessing to Udo Edege and whoever who was canvassing to become the governor when Akpabio was looking for a second term. But most of the overzealous, aides of the governor from the various local government areas try to play a fast one on the royal fathers by trying to block Udo Edege from getting royal blessings from the royal fathers. As a journalist, then I was in the entourage with Senator Udo Edege in ACN, under ACN. We were pressmen. We went with him to some local government areas, including we met with Ataoro the third in Mbo. I think in Mbo. Went to his palace, and the man blessed him. All the council of chiefs in Oro, assembled, and they blessed him. We came to Uyo, where he is from. We met with his royal father, late Edidem Silas Edem, and the man blessed him. We went all around. I was a reporter in my medium, and I went with him to cover those events. I never saw any royal father blocking or barring him to come to visit, him.
Okay.
So it is not possible that a royal father who sits above all political parties will say because the governor has his own candidate that he feels should be the governor after him, and therefore the palace doors are closed against other aspirants. The answer is not possible. I think that those who are trying to heat up the politics by dragging in the royal fathers into these political activities should understand the predicament of the royal fathers, should see the royal fathers as public servants who are being paid with the public fund. I don't give it that they are being paid stipends to work with the government, to advise the government. But the governor has option to either take the advice or refuse it.
Yes.
So that is how the royal fathers see themselves. So for anybody to say the Okubibio was there, he spoke this, he spoke that, he endorsed this, that is not correct. Except somebody will go to his palace, except anybody will go to his palace and he will tell you, I don't want to receive you, I have already endorsed somebody. That is why you can now make a news. Which is not possible. So they should not hit up the politics. That is why I think this issue is hard for me to crack. Because why? Because I have been in the traditional institution for over 33 years now. So I know how it works. We are advocating that we should have the local government, we should have a four-tier system of government where you have the president, you have the president, the federal government, you have the state government, local government, and the tertiary institution become an arm of a government, so that their funding can come straight from the first line charge, from source, and that will make them to become responsible for their actions. But right now, the royal fathers is likened to the House of Assembly, is likened to the local government, is likened to all other arms of government, because they are tied to the purse strings of the state apparatus.
And as they say, he who plays the piper
dictates the tone. But this is the point. But how be that as it may, I can say for sure that no royal father in this state, be it a village head, a clan head, or the brother, can stop anybody from coming to visit. Because when they come to visit, they will come with yam, they will come with goat, goodies. They will come with goodies, they will come with cow, and they will come with drink, and they will come with envelope to carry out to the back of that drink.
Yeah, so that it lands well.
So who will want to stop anyone from bringing these goodies to the palace? Nobody will do that.
And no endorsement to the best of your knowledge.
I have just told you that what they will get is royal blessing.
That's it.
If anybody goes to the palace today, what you can get is royal blessing, because the royal fathers are fathers to APC, PDP, Akwa Ibom, and all our political parties.
Okay, so that clears the air, especially for people who've been making a fuss out of it, and of course saying they are disappointed that the royal fathers were there and that they allowed, as it were, whatever they're not satisfied with to play out. Let's get some commercials off. When we do get it off and come back, we'll continue with the conversation. Stay tuned, Akwa Ibom. We'll be right back.